Well, hello again. I have been messing around with this needle and tone arm, trying to get some sound out of both sides of the record. And I had a sneaky suspicion it was probably, a bad, not bad, but maybe dirty and not making all that good a contact on the back of this little needle here. Now, this needle slides out. Those of you who have been watching the video right from the beginning, the series right from the beginning, you know that these needles slide out. And on the back is, metal contacts that need to be cleaned. I gave them another good cleaning utilizing a pencil eraser. One of these jewels right here, for those of you who may not have ever seen one. You buy them at Hobby Lobby. It's just an eraser and a pencil. And you sharpen it like a pencil, and you just go ahead and polish up the back side of the needle, and you polish up the metal that's on the head. Just get in there and polish it real good, and then give it a good clean out with some spray cleaner. These erasers right here, I don't know if I mentioned it before. They had the paint colored erasers have a certain degree of oil in them, okay? And the old white, what they used to call typewriter erasers, which were white, they didn't have any oil. But you can't, at least I can't find the kind that have in a pencil type of thing that has the white eraser in it. So we just go ahead and spray clean whatever you use. It is an abrasive. It's a very small abrasive. Anyway, I have sound now out of both sides. I took a alcohol and one of my little brushes, and just cleaned the needle real good, and we're good to go. Then I decided to go ahead and adjust the spring tension on both sides of the tone arm. And that's when I ran into a little bit of misfortune. As I was adjusting the spring, look what happened. These things were so rusty. They just broke apart. Broke apart in my hand as I was stretching them out a little bit. Came apart, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Now you can get them. They do sell them. But I didn't want to have to wait. I want to get this thing playing if possible. So I went ahead and through this adjustment right here, this little thing right here that the spring is hooked to, you loosen that screw and it goes up and down and gives you more or less tension on the spring. Same thing over here. So through a series of adjustments up and down, and I also stretched what was left of the spring out. I got kind of fortunate there. I stretched what was left of the spring out and hooked it down here, right there, okay? So now we have it more or less pretty straight. Now, of course, we're going to have to get those springs, don't get me wrong. But now I'm getting sound out of both sides. Now I have to adjust the trip switch. Alright guys, guess what? Today, right now, is the big day. Today's the big day. We're going to move all this stuff over here, and we're going to set it up. We're going to put some records in here. I'm going to hook up the amplifier, and then we're going to find out exactly what's going to happen. Maybe Channel 1 has decided to be a good boy and come back to life. I don't know. If it doesn't, not a problem. The one good thing about having a stereo amplifier like this is when you flip the thing over, I'll have to make extended cables to extend it, from this connector right here you see over to the tour mat right here. I'll connect in underneath here. That way I can, move it, separate the two, flip the amplifier over and do my troubleshooting. But the good thing I'm trying to point out here is right down the middle here, everything on the right is exactly as everything on the left. So when you flip this baby over and you have one channel that's working, which is really good, and the other one maybe that's not working or not working so well, you can do, since the good one is good and this one's not so hot, you can do comparative readings all the way down through it, all the way down, and until you find, in this case, it'll be coming out the speaker right here. But this is where the audio input will be from the carriage, and from the tone arm setup here, and it'll go down through these transistors on both sides, come this way, and then compare the readings all the way down. And when you find a reading that's good here but not good here, you found your problem. I mean, we can't make it any simpler. Why go through all the work and the, you know, and hours of trying to find, oh, well, this component, that component? No. Comparative readings all the way down. And you don't have to take it in small little steps. You can take it in pretty good sized chunks until you get to where, you know, one side is good and the other side is not. Then you know the area where your problem is, okay? And that's how we're going to do it. Comparative readings works every time. Let's get it all together and see if we can get sound out of both of these speakers as opposed to one. We are all set up and ready for the big test. The big test. Now, if channel 1 still does not work on the amplifier, I have a sneaky suspicion, I don't know, I may be totally wrong, but this is the balance control pot right here. There's two pots in there, one on top of another. I think maybe one of the pots may be bad, but I don't know. I've got the screwdriver ready and I'm ready to twist it back and forth, and if we don't get any sound. So here we go. All right, I have a record in A1. Let's put some money in the pot. We'll go with A1. You watch, nothing will happen. Okay, so far so good. No, nothing's happening yet. Come on, baby, pick up A1. No, isn't that a bummer? Oh, crap. All right, let's try A2. Now nothing's working. Oh, jeez. Let me figure out what's going on here. All right, let's try attempt number 2. We put some money in the old pot. Got us a light. Let's try A2. We tried A1 last time. Let's try A2. A2. Come on, baby. The record's up. Alright, both speakers are playing, but this one is louder than this one. Let me go ahead and turn our balance pot here. You see, this one here, that's the loud one. This is how loud this one is. Okay, we are getting some signal through. That's good, that's good, that's very good. I can kind of get in the center between the two. This one is still playing louder than this one. Alright, let's go ahead and I think what I'll do is turn down the volume on this thing a little bit. It's a little bit too loud. Let me come back. I'll tell you what, before we do that, let's go ahead and just reject the record. I'll tell you what, let's see where it rejects. This is the important thing. I'm going to go ahead and move. Ow, boy, 120 volts up there somewhere. Let's see where it rejects. I want to reject at the end of the record. Alright, she's getting close. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Alright. Alright, what we're going to do now is try a second record. I have no idea what these other records are. Now this is F1, some kind of screwball record. I don't even know where I got it at. It's all scratched up, messed up. Not so loud on this one. Maybe we can mess around with the old balance here a little bit. That's as loud as she's going to get. Could be the volume control pot's our problem too, because that's a dual pot. Not too bad. A little scratchy, a little rattly. Alright, last one and then we'll end the video. Because what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to make a few tweaks and peaks in here. K9. Oop, put some money in the machine. Where's the button at? K9, that's the one on the very end down here. K, let's see if it'll pick it up. probably go all the way down and come back. I hope it grabs it. If it doesn't, I'll just have to put all the records in the middle, I guess. Oh, it picked it up. By golly, I think we've got this thing fixed. Whoa, boy, oh boy. Man, that thing was loud. I'm going to have to decrease the sound underneath. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, I think what we're going to do... Someone wanted me to try to reset the reject button. Let's see if we can do that. Let's see what happens when we hit the reject button. Okay, it rejected it. Yeah, I didn't see the difference between the reset button or doing this. This was a whole lot easier than reaching way up underneath there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and end this video right here. I've got a few things I have to tweak and peek on it. And I'm going to try to figure out what's the deal on that amplifier, why it's not as loud on this one speaker as it should be. Which means I may have to wind up building my extender cable after all and bring that thing out to where I can flip it upside down in here some way, somehow. I'll figure that out. But anyway, the next video is not going to be about the jukebox. The next video is going to be about our pinball machine. We're going to go ahead and open it up, let you see what everything is down in there. So those of you who have been waiting for that, hang in there till the next video. Until then, this is John.